In the previous video, we talked about Masters and Johnson's cycle of sexual arousal, and I described for you the first two stages, excitement and plateau. There are two more, orgasm and resolution. When somebody asks me about orgasms, I immediately think of the fifth element. In the future, Earth has hover taxis and Insta-Chicken. It is a really crazy, kind of beautiful place. And it is going to be hit by an evil orb of hate. Unless future Earth government can gather up these four stones, the basic elements, earth, wind, fire, water, and the fifth, the supreme being, to save the planet. Lilu, orange hair. Here's a spoiler alert. So at the very end of fifth element, there are four bricks, earth, wind, fire, water, and she's lying there wondering why we're going to preserve the planet when it's such a wretched place. War, starvation, poverty. And Bruce Willis holds her in his arms, hoping that Lilu will activate these stones and send out this energy that is going to save the planet from the evil orb of hate. And love saves the planet. Love and Bruce Willis. All right, so this is how I would explain orgasms. Not all orgasms are like this. Not all of my orgasms are like this. This is a very unscientific description, but the sentiment about orgasms usually is, you'd know it if you had one. It's terse, but true. If you're not having an orgasm, that's not so uncommon. Lots of people are pre-orgasmic, meaning they haven't had an orgasm, or anorgasmic, meaning they've had one but aren't having them now. The top number one solution for those of you not coming is to masturbate. If you have hang-ups about touching your body, then dealing with those is a prerequisite step. You absolutely have the right and responsibility to navigate your own body. How does that happen? Boys are getting erections as early as in the womb. Then these little erections popping up spontaneously bump up against something like the chair of the couch or their hand, and it feels good, so it reinforces them to do it again and again. They may not be ejaculating until, let's say, 12, 13, but by then they've figured out the whole jacking, pumping, stroking, grinding thing. Sometimes girls figure it out early too, and they get on the same track as the boys, but more often I see women who have tried it out by penetrating because they haven't been told that the clitoris is actually the organ of pleasure, and they put their fingers in, it feels slimy, kind of like picking their nose, going to the dentist, and this does not reinforce them to seek more masturbation. Yeah, why would I do that again? Then in high school or college, someone gives this young woman permission to try again, stimulating other parts of her anatomy. Tries for a while and then they hit a wall. This is extremely frustrating. How couldn't it be? They know that orgasm is on the other side. Masturbation is a step in the direction. You can't expect that you're gonna have an orgasm after a few months of trying, just as the youth was masturbating even before orgasm ever happened. Give yourself some time to get there. My hope is that by sharing with you Masters and Johnson's model, you'll be able to cue into the physiological changes in your body and see how far away you are from getting over that wall. When anyone does orgasm, here's the Masters and Johnson's breakdown of what happened. For biosex males, they reach this point of no return. They can't stop. Internal reproductive organs contract. Their seminal vesicles, their vas deferens, their ejaculatory duct, and prostate. The internal sphincter of the bladder also contracts. This prevents the semen from going backward and blocks urine. And then big bada boom. There are 2 to 3 sensations of I'm, and then the sphincter relaxes so that semen can pass through, and then in contractions of 0.8 seconds. So, on the biosex female side, there are noticeable spasms of the orgasmic platform and a rippling from inside out. 3 to 15 contractions in the same intervals as biosex males. And a release of tension followed by slower, weaker contractions. For all orgasmic bodies, we're talking about twice as many heartbeats per minute and many, many more breaths. Typically, biosex males don't have serial orgasms. They go into what's called a refractory period, where their body is unable to go into the arousal cycle again for seconds to days. Biosex females are known to have serial orgasms. One after the other, after the other, after the other. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. So if the stages look like excitement, plateau, orgasm, resolution, or a longer excitement with a shorter plateau, orgasm, and resolution, a serial orgasm would be something like this. Beep, 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 beep. In any case, the body does not stay in this elevated state. Heart rate, breathing, fluids ejaculating. It goes through resolution, which is the final stage of Masters and Johnson's model. This is when the body returns to homeostasis, the erection goes down, sex flush fades, heart rate, breathing, the body is like it was before sex, except maybe healthier and happier. If you're interested in learning more about how sexologists describe sexual arousal, check out the 6 I've listed below, or design your own model and post it online.